Hey, this is Russ. I have a new smartwatch to show you. This is the Bearscome Max 1. Now, what's so special about this watch? Well, I decided to bring the product in because I wanted to see how good smartwatches have become in a lower price point. So how low is this? $137.69. Yeah, now you might think that's a great price, but here's an even better price, $79.99. Yeah, that's the sale price on it. They have a sale going on. So you want to take a look at this watch. So let's see what it actually has in terms of features and why I thought this might be a product that I'd like to try. All right, let's check out the Bearscome Max 1. Now, the reason I decided to take this watch on is because I wanted to see how well this watch will do in its price category. Yeah, $137.69 at a sale price of $79.99. Incredible pricing for something like this. And this watch comes with two watch bands. As you can see, I have this stainless steel band. They call it black. I call it very dark gunmetal gray. But yeah, it comes with a black rubber strap as well as the stainless steel. I like the stainless steel, so that's what I have on here right now. So this is the default watch face that comes on the unit, but there's a whole bunch of other watch faces too, and you can download different watch faces as well. All right, so I even put my photo on this one. It's me on my e-bike. Now they have different watch faces that have kind of a mechanical looking sweep hands and the like, but you can also get ones that of course have a digital display too. So it's $134 right now. Yeah, so there's a lot of different watch faces. This one here has the most information, I think. So if you want to see the most data on one watch face, this would be the one to do it. My personal preference is this one here. I like this because it's nice and clean looking. And then there's also this one, which I like a lot too, because it's, again, very clean looking, but it's black for the majority of it. So I think it uses less energy than something like this, because that's all lit up, okay? But you know, it's personal preferences. So there's data, of course, that's showing on these things too. This one happens to show everything from your steps to calories burned, the month, the date, the day. So yeah, here's another interesting thing that I found too. On the black version, or like I said, I like to call it very dark gunmetal gray. It has like a compass bezel, yeah, but there is no compass function on the watch. You should be aware of that. And if you get the silver version, then it has the traditional, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that type of thing, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, that type of thing. So a little more traditional. Now, there's 3 buttons as well as an electrode on the side here. Now, the buttons, the 2 top buttons kind of do the same thing. So if you turn it on, and you push it, you see you can get into the various functions, but you can get the same thing on the bottom. So I don't know why they actually have 2 buttons here. They could have sufficed with just 1, but it's got 2, that's nice. The electrode is interesting because it's used when you're using various functions, including on this side, this button, the ECG function. Now I like this function a lot, okay? This is your electrocardiogram function. Now, you might know it as EKG, and I looked it up on Google. EKG is because I guess the person who invented it was German, and electrocardiogram is spelled with a K out there, but here in the United States, it's electrocardiogram is spelled with a C. So it's called ECG here, and we'll call it ECG going forward. Let me see if I can try to get this to work. Now, you're going to utilize the electrode on the side here, and usually this would be on your wrist, but again, to be able to show it to you, I'm going to see if I can take the measurement off my fingers. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and this has already been pushed. Let's do it again. And push it on, and then I'm just going to start it after holding the electrode with my right hand. I'm going to start it up. There we go. All right, let me see if I can get this to measure. So it's kind of measuring off my fingers at this point. It's probably not going to be very accurate, but there you go. Now, is that cool or what? As you get more excited, you'll see that the heart pulses will will change as well. I mean, if you do things like jumping jacks, you can see that thing go like crazy. Now, my normal heart rate is typically around the 65 to 69 range, I think. So obviously I'm a little more excited as I'm doing this as a video for you here. And okay, it should be finished here now. There you go. So it shows that I am no or very low risk for problems of my heart, and my heart rate was 79, okay? Now, that is, recently shows 78, I don't know why it shows that. But if you go into the heart rate function here, whoops, sorry, blood oxygen. Let me go into heart rate, there we go. If you measure this way, okay, and again, I'll just hold it, we should have something very similar to what we got on the EKG or ECG function, but we'll wait a little bit. We'll see if it picks up here. Now again, this is measuring off of my fingers rather than off my wrist, and typically this would be on your wrist as you're doing it. So we just kind of wait, and it basically will give you the final measurement. I'm not going to wait the entire time, but you can see we're in the same general ranges. Now, I did have a chance to check this against another smartwatch. I also checked it against my smart ring. I also checked it against my heart, my blood pressure cuff, and all of them will give me numbers almost identical. Yeah. So if I'm working out real hard and then that thing's pumping really hard, I'll see a similar number between all the devices. And the same thing with the if I'm at rest, it'll be a lower number, and it'll be very similar throughout all the devices. I mean, we're talking only off by 1 or 2 numbers each. So yeah, 81 at this point. So I would say I kind of trust the heart rate and ECG function on this watch. Now, what about the other functions? Now, if you rotate this changes the watch faces, as I mentioned. But if you go and press it and get into all these, you can rotate it, and it'll rotate you up through the various functions. So let's go through some of the functions real quickly. Workout, okay. Now there's different type of workouts things. There's walking, running, cycling, outdoors, a whole bunch of different ones here. Let's just turn one of them on. So let's say we're running, all right? So it'll count it down, and you start running. It'll start measuring things like the time, how long it took you to do the running. It'll measure your beats per minute, your heart rate, and then it'll tell you what your calories burns are. So different functions will give you different results. I'm just gonna clear out of this. No data, of course, because I didn't save it. Heart rate, we already talked about. This is basically like your ECG, but again, without the graphing, but it will give you your heart rate, and I find that that's fairly accurate. Now, let me say this real quickly too, that it's not a medical device, okay? And they also give the disclaimer that, you know, it's not to be trusted as a medical device. If you want actual data that's accurate, I would say go to your doctor. Yeah, get a blood test, get all the critical readings that the doctor will give you. So these smartwatches are basically for you to have some general information, but again, accuracy, can't really tell, you know, but I think the heart rate's pretty close. Blood oxygen, I think, is also pretty close too. When I've measured this, typically my blood oxygen will be between like 97, 98, 99%, something like that. Activity basically tells you what you've done for the day. So this is, I didn't have this on the entire day. I was getting it ready for the review and charging it and everything. So I've only had 824 steps on it. Tells you I've gone 0.4 miles and of course 61 calorie burned. All right, I'll go back into the next one here. I did not wear this during sleeping last night, but if I did, it will tell me how long I slept, and my goal is 8 hours. All right, you're gonna get more data too if you go into the app. We'll look at some of the features of the app in the future. This is the ECG again, so you can go through the menu, or you can just push the button on the side here. Let's go to, it gave me a notification. That's what that buzzing sound was, if you heard it at all. Blood components, all right, let's see if we can measure this. And again, it's measuring off my fingers, so who knows how accurate this is going to be. Typically, you would have this on your wrist. But let's check it. Let's see how it comes out. All right, keep still. All right, so uric acid, total cholesterol. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I don't think this is that accurate off my fingers. Triglycerides, all this data. Again, not to be trusted for a medical things. It's just kind of fun to be able to see where it believes you are at. Body composition, this is interesting. Now this one, I believe I have to put my finger on the electrode as well. So let's go ahead and start that up. Let's see what kind of data this gives me. Yeah, it takes a little while to do the measurement, but that's okay. All right, should be coming up very shortly here. So scanning your body. All right, so here's your BMI, your body fat, your muscle. Yeah, I don't look too good, huh? Well, you know, I am kind of overweight. I'm 233 pounds, and I told the watch this too through the app. So it's measuring it based on what it believes my 233-pound body is doing. So we did the blood components, we did the body composition. Let's check the stress. There is no stress at this point because I didn't really have this set up to do it, but it'll tell you what it believes you're stressed at. Your blood pressure. Now here's an interesting thing with blood pressure. Okay, let's go ahead and measure it. Again, it's just measuring my fingers. Who knows if that's going to be accurate or not? Probably not. But again, blood pressure would be one that I would not 100% trust. I find that these smart devices will give you different data from different device to device. But again, it's kind of fun to be able to kind of see where it guesses that you are. But accuracy, I'm not 100% convinced that these things are 100% accurate for blood pressure. But again, interesting to see. Let's see what it comes up with here. Almost there. Okay, here we go. 128/78. Sounds decent enough, not perfect, but again, I don't 100% trust that as the true data. Body temperature, I find, is typically very close to where it probably is. It's just temperature reading off of the skin, and then also what it believes your internals are. So let's see that pop up here. And again, it's just measuring off my fingers at this point. 96.9 for my skin, 98.6 for my body. Okay. And blood glucose. Okay, here's one that I knew would probably not be very, very accurate. Now you can see that it shows that the highest I had was 143 today and the low of 116. I did do an actual blood reading because I am diabetic, and this morning I was around 116, yeah. But is it 100% accurate? I would have to say no, okay? And it says I'm currently at 145. Now this is about 2 hours after I had lunch, and so it does kind of show that it has gone up. However, I will say that when I've checked it against different times of blood glucose times, it wasn't accurate. So again, fun to watch, but I don't know if it's accurate or not. MET, they told me what this is. I can't recall exactly what it stood for, medical something. But for those who know what it is, this is what it's reading for me. I don't know all the critical data of what everything is. Heart rate value, this will give you an average of things, but again, I have not taken enough heart rate readings today, so it doesn't tell me what it is. Breathe is just an exercise thing. So for 2 minutes, it says bring your attention to your breath, okay? So it tells you when to inhale and then when to exhale. So it's a breathing exercise thing, okay? It's just kind of fun to do. And then let's move it up with this. Phone. Now phone is really cool. There's of course a keypad. You can type in whichever phone number that you want to call, or there are your contacts that you can import. I don't know how many is it, like 10 or 12 contacts from your phone, and just it'll bring that in there. I can't show it to you because I don't want you to see all my contacts. And of course, call history, who you've called in the last X amount of calls that you made, okay? And people have told me too that the phone is very good sounding. Yeah, I just held this arm's length. I didn't bring it up to my mouth when I was talking and listening, but the speaker is very loud if you want it to be, and it's very clear. And also they said that my voice sounded very clear through the phone using the watch, okay? And so of course you have to have this connected to your smart phone in order for that to work, right? Notifications are kind of interesting. It'll tell you all the notifications. All right, so here's a YouTuber I watch, Norma Jelly. So it tells me that there's something that she put out and another YouTube thing. But it'll go through various notifications. Let me clear through all of them right now. All right, so it says no notifications. But it'll give you everything from your messages to, I don't know, YouTube, well, basically anything. Twitter, which is now known as X, Snapchat, Facebook Messenger, all of those things come through here, so it's cool. The music, of course, if you have your phone set up for playing music, you can control that here. You could either send the audio to the watch or let it play off of the phone. All right, and it sounds pretty good. Cycle tracking, of course, that's for women. I can't check that, but it's for your women's information. Camera will take a photo remotely. So if you set up your phone to take a picture, you can turn on and turn off the actual shutter release with that button right there. Kind of cool, makes it easier, especially if you're doing a group photo. Weather needs to be connected to your phone again in order for it to get the data. It doesn't have its own GPS to do it. Current weather here is 87 degrees and it's between 72 and 87 today. And if you move up, it'll tell you the hourly rate of the weather. And then it also give you the prediction for the next day. So kind of cool. All right, stopwatch. Can you read here? Stopwatch, pretty self-explanatory. Turn on the stopwatch, turn off the stopwatch. So pretty easy. What else? There's alarms. You can set up an alarm. Again, very self-explanatory. Turn on alarm, set the alarm, how long you want the alarm to go to. Torch. Okay, torch is basically a flashlight. For us here in the U.S., we call it a flashlight. Other parts of the world, they may call it a torch. So it lights up the whole display. That'll eat up your battery. Find will help find your phone. If you lost it, it'll ring the phone for you. Voice assistant is like if you have an iPhone, you have Siri. This is basically so you can contact your phone and it'll come through here. I'm not going to do it because I'm using the phone to record this right now. Calculator, of course, self-explanatory. You can, do whatever. There you go. And there are 2 games that come with it. There's this, what do they call this thing? You guys might know what this is. I don't play games, so I don't know, but I'm terrible at these things, all right? There's 2 games. Let me see what the other game is here. Some type of numbers game here, it looks like. I'm sorry, but the brightness is probably messing up on the screen here. And then your settings, okay? Now there is a health monitor setting. Now, if you turn these things on, it'll give you all the data here, all right? Now, if you notice, I've had everything turned on, heart rate monitors, heart rate alerts, what else is on here? Blood pressure monitors, blood oxygen monitors, blood component monitors, temperature monitor. If you have all of this stuff turned on, it is going to drain your battery a lot faster because it'll be checking the watch every half hour and sending that data to your app on your phone, okay? On blood pressure, it checks it like every 10 minutes. So you can imagine how much this is going to eat up your battery if you use it. I turned it off for a couple of days and I had a lot longer battery life. But if you want that data literally that much every half hour, you can turn it on to do that. Now, the claims that the company makes for how long you can use the battery is a little long. It says that you can go 10 days without charging or 40 days if you're not using the watch at all. I don't know if that's realistic. For me, when I had the settings and when I had the health monitors turned off, I was able to get about a day and a half, day and 3/4, something like that, before I needed to charge the battery. And when I had the health monitor on, I'd get a little bit over a day before I had to recharge the batteries. Again, that's not so bad because I've heard other watches will go even shorter than that, but their claim of 10 hours and 40 hours, I don't think it's really accurate, okay? Screen display, you can change your watch faces here, okay? So you can see these are some of the watch faces I've chosen. You can pick it this way, or again, you can just rotate that control on the top here on the upper right. So, and then you can download too. There's a whole bunch of watch faces you can download from. I don't know, like almost like 100 of them or something. There's a lot of them. Okay, so let's see what else. Notifications. This is the type of notifications you get: phone notifications, messages. I don't know what these other ones are connected to. Facebook these are all your notifications: Gmail, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook Messenger, Skype, Snapchat, TikTok, X, others, whatever else you have on your smartphone. So it'll pick all that stuff and send it to your watch, which I think is probably one of the main reasons people like having a smartwatch, is that they can get their notifications off their wrist instead of having to pick up their phone to look at it. Language, of course, I have it set for English, but there's multiple languages, date and time. This is how to get the app. You just scan it with your phone and then you can download the app. And then finally, let's move up here. Finally, there's system data, turning on and off the watch, factory reset, and then device info. Whoops, I think I pushed the wrong button here. Let me see. Device info, there you go. That is the device info for what I currently have on the watch itself. And there are updates that can happen through the software to update the watch too. So that's cool. So they keep it up to date. Now, what's my overall impression of the watch? I like it. For the price, I mean, what was it, 137, what was it, 68, 69, something like that, on sale for $79.99. How can you beat this? I don't know how you can beat it. I mean, they do have less expensive watches. Here's the little LED diodes that will light up and take measurements of your skin and everything. How can you beat this, really? I keep thinking, for the price and what it can do, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, I thought my other smartwatch that I had reviewed earlier, I think that one was like $149, something like that. I didn't think you could beat that. $79.99. Yeah. Hey, if you're interested in this watch, go to the description of the video. I'll have a link there for you to use. It's an affiliate link. It helps me out a little bit, and if there's any discounts there, you can see it there, and then you can apply that towards the purchase of the watch. So hopefully you like this review. If this was helpful to you, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. If you like these reviews of things like the watches and other type of devices like this, let me know. We'll do some more in the future. But yeah, this is an interesting watch, especially for the price. Hey, I'd like to say thank you to Bearscome for giving me the opportunity to review their watch. I hope they liked it enough that they might be able to give me some more in the future. We can take a look and see what other models they have. This is just one of many models on that website. So yeah, take a look at this one. This one's called the Max 1. You can find it on their website, along with other ones that are more expensive. No, I don't think so. Most of them are this price or less. Yeah, so I'd like to see what those others can do as well. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys next time.